Hi guys, it's KJ from For Life Coaching, and I'm here today with Antonio Vaughn, right? And we have another segment of NCAA athletes, former NCAA athletes, stories of triumph. And he is talking today about some of the opportunities which he saw in college, and which he is actually which he was actually able to master and work through, etc., to be a success today in what he's doing as a trainer. So we're going to be talking about racial diversity and also just overcoming certain financial challenges and obstacles while in school. Let me tell you a little bit about Antonio Vaughn. So he is, yes, a former professional athlete, or retired professional athlete. So he started off in Florida. He went to Leon High School, which is in, I'm sorry, was that Tallahassee? Okay, cool. He went to Leon High School, which is in Tallahassee, and while there, he lettered all 3 years. I mean, he lettered 3 years while he was there. He was a 2-year All-State soccer player, and he's also the Big Bend, B-E-N-D, not band, because I said bands by mistake. He's a Big Bend Player of the Year his senior year in high school. He was heavily recruited. 3 of the schools that he was looking at, or were looking at him, were West Point, Clemson, and UNC Charlotte, but he actually wound up choosing a smaller school entitled Lindsey Wilson College in Kentucky. So from Lindsey Wilson College, he actually wound up transferring. He wound up transferring to Brevard College, and while at Brevard College, he made All-Region in soccer. And then after that, he transferred to BCU, and while at BCU, he made All-Metro, the All-Metro utility player, which is kind of like the 6-man in basketball. It's the sixth person or the next person. Then afterwards, after college, he went on to play professional soccer. He went on to play for the Cocoa Expos in
Cocoa Beach, Florida.
Cocoa Beach, Florida. Okay, in Cocoa Beach, Florida. And then after the Cocoa Expos, he actually went to play. He played in indoor soccer. He played for the Tallahassee Scorpions. Afterwards, he went on, after playing in those 2 leagues, he decided to retire from soccer and pursue his professional dream of becoming a paralegal. He received an additional degree from Kaiser University and worked for the Attorney General in Tallahassee, as well as the Attorney General in Tampa. After working there, he vacillated on going to law school, started going to law school, and then decided to follow his dream of becoming a professional wrestler. So he became a professional wrestler. And you are T-Bolt, am I correct?
T-Bolt, yes.
T-Bolt. Yeah, I think of T-Bolt like the triangle. I mean, like the wrench thing, but we'll talk about it. So okay. He went on to become T-Bolt, and he was T-Bolt for 15 years. And then he has since retired from then, and he is now a trainer he was a trainer at Gold's Gym. Are you still at Gold's Gym?
No, I'm at LA Fitness now. I'm a master trainer at LA Fitness now, and then I also do legal stuff for a real estate investment company. So I have 2 jobs. I'm a workaholic.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Hard to catch up with him, but when he's there, he's 150% there. I think you're at the gym at what time in the morning?
5 in the morning. Basically my schedule is 5 in the morning to about 11:30 or 12, and then I come home to work from home with the real estate investment company, and then after I'm done here, then I head back to the gym. So I'm roughly doing work till probably about 8:30 and 9 o'clock at night.
So from 5 a.m. to 8:30, 9 o'clock at night.
Yes.
Wow. That's like
so,
that. Huh?
So my saying that keeps me motivated is every hour of the day I'm making some kind of money.
All right. More money.
Exactly.
So
it's caused more problems too sometimes. So.
What is it? Daddy Big Bucks Arkle, the one from Andy? You know what I'm thinking of? Okay, cool. So Tony, what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk a little bit about your journey and how you got to where you are today. Because professional wrestling, I mean, I just remember my Uncle Buck and my family watching professional wrestling, and they were glued to the TV. Like you did not do anything. There could be an earthquake, whatever. They were not playing. It was when wrestling was on Saturday, it was on. So tell me a little bit about your journey. How did you start off in Florida and get into soccer?
Well, basically, my first love when I was born, my family was a football family. And so I was coming up as a little kid playing quarterback, and I was a very good quarterback at the time. And it was to the point where my family thought I was going to be the next person to go to NFL to be a quarterback because I had the arm, I had the speed. But when I got to high school and I went out for the football team, I actually made it. I made the football team and I was going to pursue my career playing football. Well, the coach that I had at that time was not so friendly to minorities, if you want to go that route. And so before I can really get my career started, I just decided not to. Well, from when I quit the team, I was told that I would never amount to anything in sports here. So you just might as well figure something else out, basically. So,
wow.
so with me, I'm the type of person that I love challenges. My saying to myself is underestimation leads to embarrassment. So I decided.
Oh, I like that. Wait. Pause phrase. Say that again, because I'm going to quote you. Underestimation leads to embarrassment. I'm writing that down. Keep going.
So I chose a sport that I had no idea how to play. I mean, I played kickball before, but that's about it. So I chose soccer, and I basically watched people kicking the ball around and, just jumping in and thinking that this was kickball. I was fast, I can kick, so I would kick the ball so far and outrun a lot of people. And I say, hey, well, this is a good start to a soccer career. So
And what grade were you?
oh man, this was back in high school. This was when I was a freshman in high school. So
Wow.
so I started soccer at a very late thing, and it was just to the fact that my coach didn't believe in me, so he put a challenge out there, and I accepted. So so after I was doing a kick around a lot, there was a gentleman who was actually a senior at that time, and he was good friends with my grandma. My grandmother used to work for his family. So he would actually come pick me up and take me out to the soccer field and basically show me how to play soccer. So, and he was a stud. I mean, he was awesome at Leon. He was the guy that you want to follow behind when you leave Leon. And so I would go watch his game wherever he played. I would go watch him play. And then he would come out and watch me play, and we would go out on weekends and kick around and blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know it, I was on the JV team, and I started to excel because I was going through camps. Now, at that time, camps were about, let's say, $300, $400 for a week camp, day camp. And my family wasn't financially stable to come up with that. So what I did is I would catch a ride out to the field, and while they were doing the camps, I would be on the other field, on the empty field, basically listening to what they're doing and then doing it on my own.
Wow.
So basically, I have my own little mini camp going on here. And then I would watch a lot of videos or at that time on ESPN, there were soccer shows, like 30-minute soccer shows to teach you how to do basic skills. So I would watch that over and over and over again, and then go outside and do it in my front yard. So I know my neighbors like, God, that kid's out there again, you know. Well, you know, I always believe that, you know, the more you train, the better you get. So, and there's always someone training more than you. So eventually I started to get really good at this. And then
How much were you putting in?
yeah, all the time I was putting in.
No, how many hours? How many hours did you say? 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day?
No. It would be off and on. It would be practically almost a full day, because I would go out and I would kick around. I always had a soccer ball with me. It was so fun. I actually had a soccer ball and a football. My neighborhood, the guys, the kids on my neighborhood was very athletic in every sports, basketball, baseball, every sport you name, we were very good at. And so I would carry a football and a soccer ball with me, and we would all play. You know, some finished out to be football players. One in particular, Tamara Vanover from Florida State, who played at Kansas City Chief. He was one of them. But I went on to play soccer, so I was the black sheep to play soccer. So
So you went to the area where you got the most support. So remember, you were playing football and there was no support or no encouragement. And then you went to soccer and you had an abundance of support, right? And plus you had abundance of references. I mean, you know, there's always stuff out there. It just depends on how resourceful you are, how hungry you are. But once again, like I said, you said you had the tapes, you had the camp, what you could listen to. I mean, there were so many other things that you had supporting you and building you up.
Right.
You had to go get them.
Right. And I don't know if it was, I mean, yeah, I could say part of it was because of anger, because my coach for football didn't believe in me, and didn't really support me. And, you know, and it's just me getting back at him to say, hey, look at me. But, you know, like I say, football was my first love. And then I went and chose this. I mean, it could have been worse. Could have been ice skating. I don't know. that I could have chose, you know. But you know what? If it was, I would have been the best damn ice skater. Oh, I'm sorry. I would have been the best ice skater possible, because when I set my mind to something, you know, I put in all the effort and I go 110%. You know, that's what my family always taught me. You know, and basically stick up for myself. So, lo and behold, I did my JV. My first year was JV, and as a 10th grade, or we won the JV tournament. So as a top JV team, Leon was a very good soccer program, so that was really good. And then my first year on varsity, my first year, 10th grade, we won state. And not only did we win state, but we, as of today, holds the state record for 27 wins, 0 loss, and 0 ties. And
wow.
That record can never, ever, ever be broken. So yeah. So we were the first team to ever do that. So, and the good thing about it is I was a starter for that team. I played on the left outside, so I was a big part of that success. So I'm very, very proud of that. Yeah.
Field hockey. I was a left half.
Yeah, same here. Left foot, southpaw.
Yeah. No, field hockey.
Oh, field hockey. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
But I spent more time on the bench than I did on the field. But those 30 seconds, I was tough on the field, man. I was hitting. I was hitting something.
Oh yeah. No, I played left outside, and I can run fast, and I could run all day back then. You know, I could run 5 miles and be all right. Now I can't run 5 seconds. That'd be all right.
So you would have given Forrest Gump a run for his money, right? You and Forrest would have been out
absolutely.
there. They would have been saying, "Go, Vaughn, go, Vaughn."
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So is that what Kent State was saying? I mean, not Kent State. Is that what please forgive me, Lindsey Wilson College in Kentucky was saying? They were saying, "Go, Vaughn, go, Vaughn." How did you choose Lindsey Wilson when you've got like West Point and Brevard. I mean, West Point, not Brevard, West Point and Clemson and
Yeah.
UNC Charlotte. How did they win you?
Oh my
What they do?
gosh. Well, people sorry. Let me turn this off. I apologize. Yeah, people say, man, how can you choose an NAIA school than a D1 NCAA school? Well, at that time, I had an old coach who was from Florida, was actually when I was in high school, saw me play like the way I played and kept in touch, just hello, how you doing? Nothing like recruiting or anything like that. Well, when the time was when I was able to be recruited, he reached out to me and said, look, I'm going to be the athletic director and first year head coach at this new school in Kentucky. And I want to bring a good, solid team. And I really want you to be on board. Well, I said, yeah, because, I trusted him. I already knew him. I knew that he'll take care of me in Kentucky. So I said, yeah. And of course, he gave me a nice scholarship. So of course, anything that can keep money from coming out of my parents' pocket is great for me. So I say, yeah. However, when I went there my first year, I didn't have the best grades. So I redshirted and to get my grades up. So I was taking a lot of classes and my grade was popping up. But it was a town that, as a young, just graduated from high school, wanted to experience that college life, it was a town that is not the place to do it at. I'm a Florida boy. I'm a beach boy, and to go to a town that's full of cows, pasture and all this stuff, and, didn't even have MTV. What they had was CMTV, it was just not for me. The team was great, absolutely great, but I wanted to enjoy my college time. And I knew right then I wouldn't be able to do it. So I left that.
So I'm wondering, you didn't get a chance to how when they do the campus visits, how you go out and you see the town and.
No, I took his word for it.
So you never went out to see the school before?
Nope.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, you guys also realize is my family had money. So I didn't have a way to get up there, and they wasn't paying for me to come up there for a school visit, so I just took his word for it,
Did the other schools pay for it, for you to visit?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They were nice. But this school was very small. Like I said, NAIA school, that was the first year program. So they really didn't have the budget to start flying kids in or bringing them in to visit. It was just basically everything that was online that you saw, those kind of online brochures of the school, the good things about the school. That's what I had to go on. So
I'm hearing that homey, loving, supportive type of tendency. I mean, like I said, you fell more so in love with soccer. I mean, you liked it, but you fell in love with soccer because you had that gentleman, like they're nurturing and supporting and encouraging and cheering you on and going to your games and that kind of stuff. And maybe Lindsey Wilson College seemed as though it was going to have that same type of nurturing component to really guide you along the way, whereas some of the bigger schools, it might be a little bit more,
challenging, but
you gotta find your way.
And absolutely, you're absolutely right. But I had one incident at Lindsey Wilson College that kind of brought me back to reality. I was feeling comfortable at Lindsey Wilson College, taking a lot of classes, no issues or whatnot. But you also got to realize where you're at. You're in Kentucky. So there's a lot of bad thing at that time what's going on in Kentucky. Well, the worst thing that happened was one of my teammates who was Caucasian from Kentucky didn't like the idea of blacks on the team, and he took it out on me. So basically, it was a nice, we had a big falling out. I mean, to the fact that it turned into a fight for me defending myself, not knowing why this guy's coming at me at this way, because I have no issue with anybody, but one thing my grandmother always told me that if someone touches you or anything, you do what you need to do to make sure that they don't put your hands on you. That's what my grandmother told me, and this guy come to me, my teammate, so-called brother, and so I had to defend myself. Needless to say, he got kicked out of school and I was still there. But it was all the
Wait. What did you say? You said he got kicked out of school, but he's still there.
No, he got kicked out of the school and I was still there.
Okay.
Because of incident. And it was basically racial issues in regard to him. So they kicked him out.
Did you have difficulty with race in high school? Like, I mean, were you able to play with players of other nationalities, or were you able to play with other players that were Caucasian in high school?
I thought I did. Yes, I did. But did they feel the same way about me? No. They were jealous of the fact that I was good at what I do or did, the attention that I got, and thinking of these so-called my friends, which I really wasn't, and I had a big heart, I was always to the point where I didn't see race. I didn't see white or black or anything. I just saw either we're on a team that's a brotherhood, or a team like a family, so we would stick up for each other. Well, it was to the point where I would stick up for my brothers, but my brothers wouldn't stick up for me, so that put me to a place where my guard was up. I was to myself. And it's been that way all the way through college until I chose BCU. It was.
Why BCU?
Because it was a all black school, and basically a majority black. My team was predominant black. We had 3 or 4 Caucasian. My coach was black, and I just felt safe.
Wait. You said wait. That's a deep word. You said you felt safe. That if you felt safe, that means you felt unsafe before. Did you feel unsafe before?
I felt unsafe because I didn't know what my brothers would do to me because I didn't trust him. At first I put my trust in them, but these were the brothers that would turn on me. They would. I would go to bat for them, but I know that they wouldn't do the same thing for me. I give you an example. Me and a couple of guys made the all-star team for back in high school, and my teammate had a car, so we all drove down. Me and 2 or 3 other guys drove down in the car, and we always gave gas money. And so before we left town, I gave my portion first. Okay, I say, here's gas money for you for my portion. Go there, come back. 2 days later, I get a phone call from that guy's dad, basically bitching me out because he's like, you didn't give any money, you never give any money, for anything. And I'm like shocked. I was like, well, wait a minute. It was to the point where I literally cried. And my grandmother, who happens, was a strong woman, called him and said, I know my son gave money because I gave him money to give him. Well, the dad finally went back to ask his son, and his son finally confessed that, yeah, he did get money. So basically, they did something else with that money. And basically, when they got busted, they put it on me. So yeah, I felt kind of unsafe because if that can happen on that, I mean, what if we're out and about, you know, on the road or something, and something happens? I mean, would they make me feel safe? You know, would they, I guess, have my back? I didn't think so. Didn't think so. So I kept my guard up. You know, kept my guard up. You know.
So how did you trust again?
Well, when I chose BCU, the first thing that my coach, who was the best coach I ever had, first thing he did is he called my grandmother, and it wasn't a coach to parent conversation. It was a father figure to parent conversation. He made my grandmother feel so easy. And it's hard to get over on my grandmother, but my grandmother was so, it's like, this is the one, you know? And everything that he told me that he was going to do for me, he did when I got there. I had no issues whatsoever. The team was great. We had an 18-2 record. My first year ranked in the top 20 in the NCAA. But good things always has its faults. And the fault of being at a not so, I guess, recognized soccer school in the NCAA, we got drug tested a lot.
Wait.
Yeah.
You got drug tested a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why? So you got drug tested more than you got drug tested at Brevard and at
Never got drug tested at Brevard or Lindsey Wilson, but BCU, the soccer team, we got drug tested a lot.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Thank you.
Now, how that came about, I have no idea, but why, I have no idea. But yeah, we got drug tests a lot because we had a lot of, I mean, it's not because, but a lot of my teammates were from Trinidad, you know, were for sporting. So I believe they thought that, you know, there was a lot of reason why we were so good. There was probably smoking going on or drugs going on. And it was none of that, you know. We were just a bunch of kids that just wanted to do proud for our coach because we believed in him and he believed in us. So we gave him everything we got, practice and games, you know. But yeah, the NCAA didn't really see it that way. So we had a great record, 18-2, like I said. And at this time, we had the NCAA picks for the postseason, the tournament, NCAA tournament. Now, during our season, we beat 3 or 4 ranked teams for us to get into the top 20, NCAA top 20. So you would think with a record like that and beating teams convincingly, we would be in the tournament. Nope. Kept us out of the tournament. Yeah. So, and it was.
And the tournament is key because that's where people see you, where recruiters see you for professional opportunities. Am I correct?
Absolutely. And then also the school gets money for appearing in an NCAA tournament.
Yeah,
You know?
an opportunity to improve the field and do more for the players, etc. So with that, it makes it probably more challenging in some ways to brand yourself or to promote yourself in the professional arena.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't have those opportunities.
Absolutely.
So I was talking to someone else recently, and he was just telling me about how he chose to go to an HBCU, and because of that, he felt as though he didn't get some of the skills or some of the opportunities beforehand to properly prepare him for the pros.
Mhm.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely.
Because maybe some of his teammates weren't looking for the same thing. So it's more of what are you going to do after college, more so than what are you going to do professionally?
Yeah, absolutely. And also with the HBCUs, I mean, the coaches are probably not getting paid as well as D1 coaches, or you like the
If
D1
they're not making
school.
the tournaments, they can't.
Right,
If you're not
absolutely.
playing
So
tournaments, you can't. You're not getting that kind of revenue.
right. So majority of the coaches that you're going to get are those coaches that I say the coaches that are who actually love the game. Okay. There's coaches that love the game, and there's coaches that love to make the money within the game. So I'll let you figure that one out. But so yeah, so I believe that I believe that the one that loves the game, you will find at the HBCU level. They actually love the game, you know. Um,
So with that challenge, I mean, because we've got the love, we've got the passion. With that challenge, there still comes the opportunity. How do you brand yourself? How do you get yourself out there? How do you market yourself? How do you make yourself visible in an arena where you may have some disadvantages? Did you go get an agent? Do they bring an agent to you? I mean, does the agent come to your school and even
no,
recruit, or what?
No, I got on the phone, made phone calls, got online, saying to see when teams were doing tryouts. Friends that played on other teams, if they were going to tryouts, I would see if it's okay for me to come down, you know, just to show my face, you know, basically kind of like a word of mouth. How Cocoa Expos came in is I had a friend of mine who had a tryout with them, and he asked me to come down, you know, so I went with him, and lo and behold, it turns out where they gave me a tryout at the same time, and at that time the tryout was basically playing a game. It was during their season, and I still don't know how this worked, but it worked. But I guess we were two reserve players, so like a day contract. Yeah, that's what it was. A 1 day contract for zero. So 1 day you sign your name, then you get money for the day, and you got zero. That's our paycheck. Well, it turns out for that game, I got called into the game. So when I went in, you know, I gave my all, and wind up getting an assist in that game. So after the game, we basically went to like a restaurant, a team restaurant, whatever. And the coach came to me, and this coach was wow. This coach that was for that team played in World Cup. He was a big name for Sheffield Wednesday, and I never heard of him, but I've seen him, but I never really heard of him, which is kind of weird. You know, I said I know you, but then I don't know you, and then just talking to him, and then hearing what the other guys say, I was like, oh my God, I'm sitting right next and talking to my coach, Ricky Hill, who played for and so I was going, wow. Well, he said, I want you to come down here and play for me. And so that
Would you say $0?
no, that's when he offered me a contract. I know, that's like, not the $0. You owe me now, buddy. I said, I'll tell you what, for this game that I played in, why don't you send me like a ticket so I can get from A to B, and I'm all yours. So I noticed when I was at that restaurant that my friend who also had a tryout wasn't there. So when we went back to the team hotel, him and I was sharing a room, and he was already in bed. And I'm like, oh,
He was already what?
He was already in sleeping. He was already in bed. and he was heard that he didn't make it. So I was at a point, well, do I tell him that I made it, or just let him be? But he was very professional about it. He was he was very happy for me. And then he was like me. He said, okay, well, if this team didn't want me, then somebody will want me. And a week later, he was on another team. So I was very happy for him. So he's actually.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I was like, you are some friend. You took his position. No, I'm just kidding. You took his position.
We're in different position. It turns out that the reason why I was sent into the game because one of the players got hurt, the position I was trying to go in for. Mm-hmm. So, when the opportunity comes, you gotta take the opportunity, and that was my opportunity, and I took it, and I did well with it.
So, I was just kidding you, but you also have to be ready to take the position. There's one thing about taking it, but there's another thing about readiness. And so, I love your tenacity, the fact that you learned the game, studied the game, did it on your own early on, which helped you with the skill set that you would need to market yourself later on. The persistence, the persistence, the commitment, the whatever you want to say. I can't think of another word right now. But anyway, but it helped you to get to where you were at that time, and probably also. Huh? What'd you say?
Right.
What did you say?
Yeah.
So you're there, you're playing soccer, and then what happens? Why do you decide to retire?
Well, after that year at Cocoa Expo, I decided to I wanted to be closer to home to my family, and then there was a new league coming out. It was an indoor soccer league, and they had a team out of my hometown. So I wanted to go back to my hometown to be able to play in front of my family. So
you're so nice. Oh my gosh.
So I got all the information, and you remember my friend I was just telling you about? Uh-huh. Well, him and I trained for that for 3 months. I mean, matter of fact, at Florida State, we were running, training at Florida State for 3 months. And we had to fly up to Maryland for our tryout. And it was like a combine tryout. So different coaches from the different teams in that league were going to be there, and they were going to start recruiting.
So you didn't know which team you might go to.
I took a gamble, big gamble.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're in Maryland, and him and I, we kicked butt. We were probably the fittest guys in the tryout, so we could run all day. I mean, we never played indoor. I mean, indoor is a different kind of level than outdoors, let me tell you. But exactly. But we were so in shape than anybody else that you would think that we were like the superior in indoor. Man, we just kicked the ball against the wall and hope and pray that it come back to us. So we had a good tryout, and then the following week was to see. I guess it was draft time, and basically the coach will call you, or the organization will call you to tell you what team that they want you to play for. And so I'm just sitting there like this. And I get a call, and it was from my hometown coach, and they wanted me to be a franchise player. So I was a franchise player for my hometown. So I played there for 2 years, and yeah. So
you got a praying grandma.
Yeah. Well, my grandmother, she, I can count. She probably came to my games. Probably like 3 or 4 times, because she really wasn't really into soccer. Like I said, I had a big football family, but even though she wasn't there, I knew she was always there with me. But my uncle was always there. I remember always getting phone calls the day of, hey, make sure you have 5 or 6 tickets at the wheel call. Okay, we're coming to the game. We're coming to the game. I said,
Coming strong. Coming strong.
I was like, I said, tell me a day before, now I gotta go over here and say, hey, can I get, but yeah, he was always there. And again, he wasn't big into soccer, but he always supported me in soccer. So he was like my #1 fan, coming in with my jersey on,
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, could you see them? Could you see them from the field? Like, were they visible? Like, were they visible fans? Or you knew where they were sitting? Where to look?
Yeah.
Right?
But yeah, it was. We played our home game. Yeah. Yeah, I knew where to look. My uncle you can't miss my uncle, and even if you tried, he will make sure that you will not miss him. So I knew where to look. But we played at the Florida State basketball arena. Now at that time it was Leon County Civic Center. Now it's something else. I don't know what it is. But it was packed. So it was kind of hard to really pinpoint everything, but I just knew just to look over here and I would see my uncle, my family, my cousins, the girl I was dating, her friends, and all that stuff, And then also my coach, who didn't believe in me in high school, came to my game.
Get out! Was he cheering for you? Was he cheering for you? Was he cheering for the other team?
Did he cheer for me? He asked for my jersey and an autograph picture.
Yes. I love it.
So you see how things get turned, and yeah. So, and I was very nice, I had to be because, all eyes were, on me in my action. So I was very nice, smile. I even gave him a hug, which was kind of like a very awkward hug. But, I say thank you for what you did for me in high school, and then sign it. There you go. And then went on about my business. Yeah. Oh yeah. So.
But can you imagine what kind of mark that left on him as far as like, you know what? Maybe I need to expand my scope. Maybe I need to expand my thinking. Do you know what I mean? Maybe there's a bigger picture. I mean, the simple fact that he came to see it for himself and support, and it had to be humbling for him to come ask you for your jersey. I mean, it wasn't like one of those things like, I know I was right. It was like, you were right. You know what? You were right. Can I have your jersey? I mean, that's amazing. And that's all you can ask for. You know what? That's all you can ask for is growth. If you can get someone to grow, in their experience and their beliefs, then guess what? They're probably not going to stop the next person, and they're probably going to be open to help more people. And you know what? If we help one another, if we encourage one another, we can do great things.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why my phrase will always be underestimation leads to embarrassment.
I got it. I got it right here. All you got to do is point to me next time, and I got the quote. So, but I love that. Yeah. That support and seeing someone in the crowd or knowing that someone is there for you and just encouraging you, I will tell you a quick story. I always have a quick story.
Yeah.
So my name is Kelly Jones, but I go by KJ. And so, I started this series with KJ. My dad, when I was younger, I would always be the one that would want to do something that was challenging. I say, well, we can do this. And my dad would be like, oh, Kelly, I've never seen anybody do anything like that. I don't think you can do it. I'm like, well, yeah, Dad, it can be done. If you do this, and well, I don't know. I don't necessarily think anybody can do that. But if you want to try, I support you, right? I support you with whatever you want to do. And then whenever I would do it, when I would come back, I'd say, Dad, listen to this. This is what happened. And he'd say, I knew you could do it, KJ. Say, let's go get an ice cream sundae. So we'd always go get a banana split. The thing was, I only got the KJ after the accomplishment. I got the KJ after I always knew you could do it. I believed in you. So my thing is, you know, why even go into anything with hesitancy? Go in believing there's a victory at the end or there's success at the end. So that's why I use KJ, because KJ means success.
Ah, that's awesome. I like that story. I love that story. That's wow. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Well done, KJ.
my dad was the awesomest. So when people say KJ, it kind of like, you know, gives me like little warm fuzzies, because once again, like I said, that just means success. So success on the field, success on the field,
yes,
success with changing, you know, perceptions and stereotypes and limitations. Success. Then you go on to become a paralegal, and not only paralegal, but you work for the Attorney General's office in Tallahassee, the state capital, in Tampa, you know, home, back where your support is, etc. What do you think your impact was, either the lesson that you taught or the lesson that was taught to you in being a paralegal? What do you think you got out of it? And I know you're still continuing to do work with it, but I'm just saying, through that process, what would you say is a nugget? If somebody's contemplating on going into becoming a paralegal, you would say, look for this.
Look for main thing being paralegal and working with attorneys, have thick skin. Okay. The attorneys would come at you depending on what day it is.
Please let them have a good day in court. Please let them have a good day in court, Lord.
Right, exactly.
Please let us win.
Oh yeah, I would say definitely thick skin. Don't take everything personal, and have an open mind and be willing to learn from different attorneys, because you're not going to be working with just one attorney who has this sort of style, but you be working with more than one attorney who have different style. Okay, not saying that one is wrong, not saying that one is right, but just keep an open mind with all of them, because you keep that attorney happy, guess what? You got a job. You get rid of that attorney, guess what? He's gonna go to the other attorney that you're doing absolutely the correct way for that attorney and say, hey, you know, he's not doing what I like him to do. Well, now that attorney is going to be looking at you kind of differently, because his colleague who they share a law degree together is going to be on the side and not for you, if that makes any sense. So make sure that you understand all the aspects of all attorneys, thick skin, open mind, don't take anything personally, and just do
long hours.
Long hours, definitely long hours. And then that be a proactive paralegal than a reactive paralegal. Attorney likes that. You know, be the one that you can go to the attorney, hey, this case that just came in there, we have this amount of time to file a complaint. I've already started the complaint on this one. Please tell me what you think about this. Wow, you're gonna get a lot of attorneys like, okay, you know, that's good. Whether the attorney has to tell you, just got the complaint, why don't you go ahead and start playing, you know, doing a response, okay? And have it done by this. If you can beat them to the punch, you will have a longer job and longer years in the legal field as a paralegal. So be proactive, not reactive. So, and don't sell yourself short. You know, don't just settle for any attorney. Do your research on the attorney, because there could be some attorney that you work for that could be very, 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 very bad and very like crook. Do your research, because if you work for a bad attorney with a bad record, and you come on board, guess what? If that bad attorney goes to court for having a bad record, you're part of that. So do your
Wow.
research.
Wow. Wow.
So do your research before you jump on board for just any old attorney, you know, call
If an
around.
attorney is disbarred, does that impact you as well?
You don't have a job.
But it
You know,
doesn't,
it's-
you can go get another job. It doesn't impact your.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But depending on like with me, it took me a long time to get back in the legal field after I left the Attorney General's office. So it could be a long time, but are you willing to wait that long? You know, because you got to realize that the legal field, that was paying my bills. So now I had to find something, you know, or just anything. You know, luckily I had the knowledge for personal training at Gold's Gym, you know, but really at that time that wasn't paying the bills. So financially it was a struggle for me, you know, until I was able to get, you know, from the professional wrestling then back into the legal field, and then for what I'm doing now. So yeah, so I mean, if you're willing to take that chance, then by all means. But you know,
You just said something that you just glossed over, and I'm like, yeah, from professional wrestling to professional wrestling. Tell me, how did you go from being a paralegal to a professional wrestler with the outfit and everything, and how did you find the right costume, or how did you find the right outfit?
oh my gosh, so I'm a jack of all trades, obviously. You're
a costume designer.
No. No. Back when I was little, me and my aunt used to watch Florida Championship Wrestling on TV. Remember how you said that, you know, people was watching wrestling, they were glued to it?
Yes.
I was one of those. Me and my aunt was one of those. I mean, we would watch wrestling, and you could hear my aunt like, get him, you know, going nuts. And I'm just looking here like I'm either scared or then I said, okay, so she's definitely cheering for the, you know. So when I moved to Tampa for the Attorney General's office, I had a lunch break, and I happened to just look online, just, you know, messing around for my hour lunch break, and I was like, oh, wrestling in Tampa, because I knew Tampa was one of the main territories for wrestling, professional wrestling.
Is it really?
I mean, talk about Mike Graham, Steve Kern, Dusty Rhodes. I mean, all those guys came in Tampa, so you would think there'd be something that had to do with professional wrestling. So I found a couple. I called one, and I got a voicemail, left a message. Hey, I'm looking to just come down and see your wrestling. At first, it was just to be just watch. You know, that's what it was going to be, just watch. You know, I had no idea of just me getting involved with it. It was going to be just watch. Well, I left a message, no call back. Called the next number, and I got someone, and he told me to come down. They train Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night. So I went there, and I walked in, and then there was a former WWF at that time, which is now WWE wrestler in the ring, who used to be with the Undertaker and all that stuff. So now I'm like, that's him. I just saw him on TV. That's him. So, so I went in, sat down, watch him train and everything, you know, and I was like, wow, this is so amazing. This is just like me and my aunt watching TV. The practice ended. I went back the next night, sat there. About a week of doing that, the gentleman came down, Steve Kern came down out of the ring, sat right next to me, and said, look, you've been here for about a week now watching. Why don't you just do it? You know, I was like, well, I mean, I don't have the money, but it looks like fun. He said, well, we'll work something out for you. All right, so they got me, you know, they worked out a great deal where I was able to pay the amount. And so just started the training, you know, from day one. And, you know, at this time I was in the gym, I was, you know, doing heavy weight. So, my first instinct that I have to go in there and be all jacked, and everything and show them that, it's not all about that. It's absolutely not about that. So I would go in and I would be stiff at what we call in the business, where it'd be like not relaxed, but just stiff, like very stiff, you had to be relaxed in wrestling. Wrestling is a relaxed sport, believe it or not. Even though there's a lot of stuff that we get hurt, that you can hurt people. You have to be relaxed. If
Do
you're not
people really get hurt in wrestling? It looks so fake.
Reason why you want to know reason why I retired from wrestling is because I broke my tibia and fibula on live TV. So,
but it just looks like when people and all that, it looks like, oh, come on, you can't be like really.
Well, there's some stuff.
It's more theatrical, like a lot of, like, I'm gonna get you, and you coming in my house, and.
Well, it's put it this way: when you're watching fight scene on movies. Mm-hmm. Yeah, realistic. That's just like wrestling. It's realistic. And it's believable. But we learn how to hold back, like hold back on a punch. If we threw
is there any is there really any anger or like is it that intense? Like people get really the hype that I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it can be really intense depending on the situation or depending on the guy. Like with me, I was a wrestler that I would rather you hit me for real than not hit me at all, because I wanted it to be as realistic as possible. Even with the chair shots, I want it hard, boom. Just in cages or going through a table, I want to go through it where it's absolutely realistic. Wait,
you went through a table?
Yeah.
So wait, how did you go through the table?
Oh, just got picked up, got slammed through a table. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
Oh, because you were relaxed.
Yeah, you're relaxing, and we learn how to, and we learn how to take a fall. We know how to take on those what we call bumps. Those are a fun thing. How to take slams and everything. We learned that. So yeah, the chair shots and everything. We put in the we make it safe, sort of. I'm not trying to support the business, but everything we do is safe. Now, there's some people or some wrestlers who jump into the so-called wrestling world without the proper training, and those are the ones that are injuring people.
Why can't they be taken out?
They're kind of taken out in a different way. I'll leave it at that.
Wow.
They're still performing, but they learn the hard way on how to protect someone. Okay, because one thing about the wrestling business is, we put our trust into the person we're working with to make sure that they keep us safe. As vice versa. My life is in this person's hand, and his life is in my hand. So if I go to the point where I am jeopardizing his life, now the other boys and girls, female wrestlers as well, gonna look at that guy as a danger to the wrestling business, and they're not gonna want to work with him. That's losing money. So. And that wrestler.
I'm sorry. And that wrestler, go ahead.
And then that's going to hurt his dollar amounts, because nobody will be willing to work with him, because he's not safe. He's dangerous.
Where's your
And
costume? I'm sorry, go ahead.
oh, my costume is probably in a storage room or something like that.
Really?
So
Can you still
yeah.
fit it?
Can I still fit in it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. I think I still, yeah. You know, I got to hide the belly a little bit, but yeah, I think I still get in there.
So do you guys ever get together and do like the Tampa wrestlers pictures or charity events or anything like that?
um, I do for myself is I would pick my own shows now. And very rarely would it be to honor a former wrestler or something like that. Because I was good friends with the Armstrongs, so I would go and do a show for a charity show for them. I'm really good friends with Marty Jannetty, who is happened to be Shawn Michaels' ex-partner with the Midnight Rockers, you know. And then so yeah, I would choose my shows and what I'm going to do, and it's about a business, you know. You know, when you're in this business and you put your body on the line, you know, you got to make sure that you're taken care of as well, you know, because there's a lot of a lot of traveling, a lot of band-aids, you know, that you're required to it. You know, you got to make sure that you are taken care of in that sort of way. And as well, you got to make sure that the person that you're wrestling has the knowledge to, you know, that you trust and believe that will take care of you, you know, where I made a mistake and that's how I got a broke leg.
So what is the traveling like? I mean, God, you're a big guy, right?
I love traveling at nighttime. I would do a show, and then I would, depending on where the show is at, I would just hop in the truck and I would just ride after the show right through the night. You know,
Wow.
it was just my time. Not many traffic there. You know, my adrenaline would still be flowing and going. You know, and it would be my time to just relax. You know,
Take it down.
yeah,
Take it
cool
down.
down. Yeah, there's times that I would have my dog, not my dog now, but my previous dog, where we just hop in the truck after the show and just drive, just drive. And I had this thing in my truck where you can listen, you can watch videos. So my dog will watch videos.
Mm-hmm.
Don't watch and drive, guys, by the way. But I will put on something.
Too late.
But I know, right? But yeah, I would do that, and so I'd be like on the highway at that time, and there's really not much traffic, that's going. So it's like, yeah, it was fun, So, but yeah, did a lot of traveling, spent a lot of time at the airport, different towns, different cities. I actually had the opportunity to wrestle for this promotion called WSW out of Pennsylvania, and we did a show for the Armed Force up in Alaska. So we went to all the military base in Alaska, and then yeah. So
what was that like?
Oh, it was fun. I got chased by a moose.
Did you really?
Yeah. It was on my birthday. Yeah, I spent my birthday at that time on a military base, and we had a show that night. And then afterwards, we all went to celebrate my birthday at the I guess the military base bar area right there. And I left the bar early because I wanted to go back to the hotel and sleep. And I was walking past the military post office where I saw two big eyes looking at me, and they coming closer and closer and closer. So me, I was running, and it was coming closer, and I jumped up on the post office Jeep, and I stood there, and then I was saved by the policeman or MP, whatever, the MPs was driving by and saw me standing on top of the Jeep, and basically said, "Sir, what are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm being chased by two big eyes." So he was laughing because he knew what it was. So he told me to get in and drove me back to the hotel. But before that, we stopped at this pasture where all I saw was like 4, 5, 6 moose in this thing. I said, that's what it was. So
Holy
yeah.
jeez. Oh
Yeah.
my God. So good thing you were
Yeah.
running. Good thing you had that speed earlier on. Were you talking about you were the
Yeah.
fastest one there? It paid off.
Yeah.
You might
Yeah.
have two
Now,
cars now.
yeah, now it won't be that way. I just have to just have my luck and like, let's go. So, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Most interesting thing about Alaska. I mean, the moose, yes, but I mean, like, why would someone go see there? I mean, why would someone travel there? What did you see?
It was actually Alaska was very beautiful. Would I live there? No, but it was just the fact that it was, just different from whatever I've seen. Like we had to, like where we are now, we can just hop in a car and just drive to the next state or next town, right?
Mhm.
Well, for us to go to, I think it was Kodiak is one of the places. We had to jump in a small plane and fly like 30 minutes just to go to Kodiak, you know? You
Wow.
know? Yeah, just go over the water to go to Kodiak. And that's like, wow, that's pretty cool, you know? So yeah, so that was different. And then it was a lot of Samoans in Alaska. I was not aware of that, but yeah, there was a lot of Samoan followers in
Mhm.
Alaska. The promotion I was working for was it was done by the Wild Samoans, which was, the Rock's, Dwayne Johnson's family.
Is it
So,
really?
yeah, yeah.
Was he with you on the tour?
No, 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 no. It was his cousins. His cousins were the Semu, who used to be in the WWF, and LA Smooth with his Lloyd, which is his brother. But they were all cousins of The Rock. And yeah. So, but we had a lot of other stars who later became stars in their own ways in different promotions, like Impact Wrestling or TNA at the time, and then some did WWE in their own way too. So, so I had the opportunity to be with them and do that. So, but yeah, the last was a good time. It was a 10-day tour. Stayed on military base, so we all got clearance from the Pentagon. So I thought it was big stuff. Say, hey, I got clearance from the Pentagon. How about you? Full access. Not just go to the main gate. Okay, no, I had full access to the Pentagon. So, but
Wow.
so yeah, so that's oh yeah. So and then I thought when I came back to the states, I thought it was big stuff. But I just came back, and that's back to reality.
And you remember saying, now go on there, Tony, and wash those dishes.
Exactly, right? Exactly. Back to reality. I said, but nope.
Wash those dishes and make up your bed.
Exactly. So yeah.
So you have had an amazing journey from Leon High School to, several colleges, growing and developing in each and every opportunity, professional soccer, professional wrestling, the Attorney General's office, so many different things. If there were one or two things that you could think of that we didn't talk about or that you would like to share with others to encourage others, remember that we're talking about racial challenges, overcoming racial challenges or stigmas or limitations, and also financial challenges, like the financial challenges you faced in college and how you were able to make a way around them. If there's anything that you could provide our listeners, our viewers with, just insight on how to overcome those struggles, people who are going through those struggles when they listen to this video, when they listen to your words, what would you say to encourage them?
Have faith in yourself. Believe in yourself. You're gonna come to having rough times. We all gonna struggle. We all have struggle. But what the positive thing is how you handle that struggle. If you believe in yourself, put your mind to it, you'll be able to accomplish anything that's financial, because all through this journey that I went through, I had very limited financial, and I've always found a way to overcome those financial burden. Now, was it a struggle? Yes, it was. But was it worth it? Yes, it was. And would I do it again? Absolutely. But because I believed in myself, when I thought nobody else did, I believed in myself, I was able to accomplish what I have accomplished.
I find sometimes when you move forward in whatever it is that you believe in with yourself, because you're moving forward and you're, I wouldn't say with confidence, with commitment, because you're moving forward with commitment, people will see it. Somebody will see it. Somebody will come along, cheer you along, guide you, help you, whatever it may be, in the process. If you just keep moving forward, you know? And even if you keep moving sideways, as long as you're moving, you have the opportunity for somebody to see you, you know, versus you sitting still.
Right. And take chances that you never thought you would take in life. You know, if you start out doing this, try something else, try something new, just expand your range of things. You know, now I'm doing bodybuilding on the side because I just wanted to stay healthy. You know, in regards to stay healthy, you know, I'm doing that on the side. I don't know why, but no, I'm just kidding. But so I'm doing that on the side, and you know, it just be expanding my horizon. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll decide to. No, I'm not gonna jump out of a plane. That's not me.
No, remember you said the ice skating. I'm waiting to see the ice skating. That's it.
Oh, ice skating? Yeah. See,
that's what I'm waiting to see. Ice skating.
Maybe ice skating. You know, but you know, just keep your option open. Keep your mind, you know, going. You know, try different things. You know, you never know. It may look. Everybody says soccer is boring, is terrible to watch on TV. You can fall asleep to it, but you know, when you play it, you may have a different look on it. You know, I did. You know, I didn't expect to be a soccer player. You know, I didn't expect to go as far as I did. You know, I've always thought I could be a quarterback, be the next I don't want who I would say as a quarterback. You know, be a really good quarterback. Be
careful. Say anybody you say there. Anybody you say somebody's going to complain about. So just say quarterback. Leave it at that.
Right. The quarterback. Yeah. You know, but you know, it's because of.
I mean, you think about it realistically. No matter who you say, somebody will have a complaint about it. You know, it's so funny. Or no matter how good these quarterbacks are, there's always these complaints and there's always this objection. So, you know, just quarterback.
Absolutely, quarterback definitely. That'll keep me safe. I don't want to get like Instagram like, oh, this guy, I don't know who this guy is, but he's bad-mouthing me. So, but yeah, just believe in yourself. You know, just fight for what you believe in, and don't give up. You can never give up. You know, I'm still fighting until the day I die on anything. If I put my mind to something I want to do, I'm gonna do it. You know, it may not be an overnight success, but you know what? When I leave this world, hopefully no time soon, you know, I want people to remember me as this is a guy that was willing to try anything, you know, and whenever he did it at the best of his ability, you know. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah. So, and probably going to all those different places and seeing all those different people and having all those experiences gave you a more well-roundedness so that you are able to try. You know, sometimes if people are in one place for a long period of time, you know, it's kind of harder to move forward, or it's kind of harder to change once you've cemented your beliefs and cemented your ways. So yes, neuroplasticity, always trying something new, always doing something new, always evolving. Yeah. So. Absolutely.
And do your best at it, you know. Don't just take it for granted. Just do your best at it. And then if you can say that you've done the best that you could, and it's not for you, then choose something else. But whatever you do, just do the best at it.
And laugh. God, you know, some people are so doggone serious. You know, it's like, oh my God. And I happen to be a silly person. You know, sometimes I realize I have to, because of the audience or the environment that I'm in. But oh God, I had, my parents were very, very comedic. They were very like, Like they could make you laugh over eating oatmeal. They could make you laugh because they were just so doggone silly, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So,
You
so
guys do.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
Charlie Chaplin says a day without laughter is a wasted day.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I want to continue to laugh every day that I have the opportunity to. So even though we're like crazy hours, I'm still laughing because it's still here. I'm still able to do it. So,
And still surpassing goals, going beyond limitations. So let me ask you this. If you, so you said you're training at Goals, are you doing any type of virtual training if somebody wanted to learn from you? I mean, and what kind of training are you doing? Are you doing bodybuilding training? Are you doing soccer? Are you doing cross training? I mean, because Lord knows you do a little bit of everything. So who do you train?
Basically, since I retired for everything, I picked up on coaching for a under 12 recreation team out of my area over here, and we just finished the season. Not probably like two months ago. We finished the season, and I'm happy to say that we finished undefeated,
Right.
13-0.
What are you coaching?
Huh?
What are you coaching?
Soccer.
Okay, soccer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, soccer. So we finished 13-0. And as you can see here,
All right. Woo-hoo.
heck yeah, yes. So yeah, first time for the team as a champion, and then I also do. I'm also a instructor for NASM for personal training. People who want to be a personal trainer and they want to go through NASM. I'm an instructor here in town on the weekends, but that's basically in person. I'm starting to do online training, virtuality training for people across the United States who wants to get one-on-one training online. I do that. Basically, with that, I'll be doing an example of each exercise that we do, and then talking about their goals and making sure they reach their goals, and 24/7 access to me. Well, I won't say 24/7 because I got to sleep sometime, but they'll have majority access to me, my personal number, as well as email or anything, etc.
And then what is that information if they want to follow up with you with regards to personal training 101?
Yeah, they can reach me at Tony, TONY, at Bandit, B as in boy, ANDIT, fitness, FITNESS.com. So that'd be Tony at banditfitness.com. They can reach me there, or they can just reach me at my personal email, which is Vaughn, TVAUGHN.TV@gmail.com. They can reach me at either or. And then we can discuss on me helping you reach your goal. Me helping you reach our goal. Once you become my client, it's not going to be just your goal. It's going to be our goal once you sign up with me. I would do weekly check-ins and make sure that you reach your goal in the time that you want to meet it. And then now I'm also as you know, I'm also a master trainer at LA Fitness over in Tampa. So that's basically what I do in regards to that. So definitely looking for some training, definitely contact me. Even if wrestling, I haven't thought about doing a wrestling one-on-one because the fact of the area that I'm in, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. However, I could be a good reference onto where or what, basically where to start or what to look for, kind of like a liaison to help you pick the right school, to make sure that you don't get cheated out of your money And then I can also help market you in the wrestling business, because when you step into wrestling business, it's all about you marketing yourself. So if you have a good background in marketing and you want to do wrestling, then that's a good combination, because in order to go far and beyond, like to the Pentagons or like to other states, you have to make yourself presentable to them, and you have to market yourself. You have to make sure that you're able to get the person in the seat to come to see you. So, and that's all work.
And so that's more or less the branding and the imaging for the wrestling arena.
Right. It can be you design your own page, your own Facebook, Instagram, or even just developing DVDs just of you training, or you doing some shows, or you doing some promos, or talking on a mic. That's what these promoters are looking for. If you're a good talker on a mic and you have a good athletic ability, you have a chance in the wrestling business. If you just sit on the couch, just drinking beer, watching Dukes of Hazzard, that's not good enough for you. You gotta learn how to make. I know, right? You gotta learn how to. You gotta learn how to be able to take a crowd in your palm of your hand and keep them there, instead of them going to the bathroom when you come in the ring. So you just gotta learn that. It's a lot of stuff. Wrestling is just not about going in the ring. It's from the locker room to as soon as you walk through the curtain, walking down the aisle and stepping foot in the ring. That's the most important part, is not in the ring, is what you do on the outside of the ring.
So is there still a chance for me to be a female wrestler?
Absolutely.
It's not too late.
Absolutely.
I can get in there. I'm 53. I don't like to tell my age, but I'm a little bit older. I can still get in there and do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's people that's, believe it or not, some of the people that's wrestling now that big names are older. So yeah, if you keep yourself in shape, there's still hope for you.
Well, I don't think I know. I'm just kidding. I don't want to put that out there. People say, well, why aren't you wrestling it? I don't think I want to be a wrestler, because I don't want the head banging. I'm a cerebral aneurysm survivor, so I don't want all that. But I do like the idea of the bodybuilding competition. Now that I do like. That would be cool to do.
Yeah. Well, I got a couple of clients that I'm trying to persuade into go into the bodybuilding portion. They look very, very good. I myself personally, I have, which I say is the best coach that anyone can have. He was a former professional bodybuilder back in the heydays. Big guy. Ian Harrison. Oh, hold on a second. One second.
Wow. Well, never mind. I don't want to do that. That's too much.
So that's my trainer. He's awesome. He's the greatest guy. And the reason why I chose him is because he used to be a professional wrestler.
Can I see that one more time? Can you see that one more time? So wait, what is it? Is that a 6-pack or an 8-pack? What is it?
13-pack. Jeez.
It's
8-pack.
It's an 8-pack, right? What does he have? Does he have a 6-pack? What is that called?
Look at his legs. Oh my God. Yeah.
I know the definition. Look, the gym that I go to at Planet Fitness, I know what a bodybuilder's body looks like. I've seen all that stuff come out. I met one lady who was going for a competition, and she was showing me, she was doing the flexing, and I saw the muscles bulge out and everything. Yeah, I know, and the veins popping out and all that other kind of stuff. And she actually was at the gym, and she would do certain things, and then she would she had on like a little bathing suit in her heels, and she would walk around in her bathing suit in her heels.
Yeah.
So I've seen the definition. No, I don't have the time for that. I was kidding. But she had, the 6-pack, the 8-pack, whatever. So I got a 2-pack.
I'm working on mine. I'm dieting down now. So I went from 279 and now I'm down to what, 234 now. So yeah, so I'm
Wow,
dieting
so you
down.
lost 40 pounds?
Yeah.
And how long does it
Yeah.
take you to lose it?
3 or 4 months, something like that. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. So maybe we can get my daughter to do it. She's an athlete. She likes that kind of stuff.
Well, you have my information.
She's a serious athlete. We can get that go. But listen, I just wanted to say thank you so much for everything, Antonio. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your story. Thank you for sharing words of encouragement. You know, like you said, when you're going through, just remember that underestimation leads to embarrassment. So don't underestimate yourself. You're capable of more than you think you are. And there are opportunities, there's support out there. Keep moving. You will find your team. You will find your system. You will find the right team, because there can be teams, but they may not be your right team. You know, there are a lot of teams. You want to make sure that you have the right team supporting you to go in the right direction that you're going in. Because I'm quite sure when you chose to go to soccer, there were many people who were encouraging you to just stick with football, even though that wasn't per se where the direction you needed to go in. So make sure you find people who are listening, who hear you, who understand you, and can encourage you in the direction that's best for you. So again, thank you so much for everything. Is there anything that I missed? Anything else I need to say?
No, just I thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. It's been absolutely fun. You're definitely awesome, KJ.
Thank you.
And I look forward to talking some more.
Excellent. Thank you again for everything.
All right, thank you.